August 20th, Budget Workshop 2019, for joining.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I guess I wasn't on the, I think it was. So under 2, our sole purpose is to review the proposed budgets for 2020. Wow, here we are.
Here we are. And if you recall, last year we were navigating the transition from general fund and all the different property tax support funds to the education fund and lumping a lot of the property tax funds into the operations fund. So that's what we're done with. I'll say there are not significant changes to the budget from last year to this year. If you wish to look at, I'll just describe it generally though, the state tuition support worksheet. It will detail how the education budget is, overarching terms, how that's created. The budget itself is multiple pages, but it starts from our enrollment. We have to send a projection in the spring. We are projecting 3,410 students. It's kind of an average between the fall count day and the spring count day this year. Right now, as of Friday of last week, we were at 3,441. So still a lot of changes could be happening between now and the actual count date, but that would be higher than what we were projecting. This budget shows 3,410. The funding formula did change. You recall seeing that as we were navigating the referendum last year. So the foundation amount increased per student, complexity decreased. With those changes, the last page of the state tuition support worksheet will show projected increase in revenue of about $71,000 from last year from 19 to 20 in the education fund. So
that's at 3410.
That's at 3410. So that's good news.
What's our per pupil?
Per pupil, found, I haven't calculated everything together, but the foundation was 55. What do you? So it's 30 more kids over here projecting here. That's really good news. The fall count. I say really good news. It's good news in light of moving on to then the current year financial worksheet. This just shows where we are at this point in time in this year's budget after 6 months. So there's a summary page at the beginning. Go through each fund just real quickly. For 2019, the rainy day fund, we did not appropriate anything, so you see the cash balance there sitting in that fund. Debt service is on schedule. You see our cash balance, and that's what we're still going to collect for 2019. Same for school pension debt. That will fall off in a couple of years. So subsequent years of that one. The education, you see what we accrued for this year, what our expenditures have been, what our cash balance is in that fund right now as well. Right now, everything's just on track. So we take all of that, we put that into the budget estimate sheet. We're going to call it Form 4B. And that's where I'll spend the majority of our time here. So We're looking at a net AV estimate for this purpose of $780,779,000. Just make sure you're paying attention. $572. That's 90% of what we're the actual estimated net AV that came out on. So that we actually got that estimate. We have that already. We're just using.
This is 90% of 19 or 20?
This is 90% of 20. That's $867.
Okay.
$867 million change, which is increase from last year or from 19.
Are we still picking up many students from outside?
Yes, we do. I don't start analyzing that for this year until after count day, but over the past several years, we have had a net positive of about 150 students. And I don't anticipate that shifting too much one way or the other this year. So when you look at the budget estimate, we do have, or we are going to ask for an appropriation for rainy day, just in case. I'm not plans for that, obviously, but it's there this year, for this coming year. For debt service, no significant change in the budget ask there. If you recall, in 19, that rate did go up in order to make sure that we were meeting those obligations because we've been using cash balance to cover that for future prior to that. We have just may end up being about a 2-cent increase again this year in order to cover all that. But overall, it's again the budget is not moving on that to meet those obligations. So.
That's 2 cents at the 780 rate.
That would be 2 cents at the
860.
The ask. So we, just as a reminder or something new, we budget a net, or we plan for a net AV. It's about 90% either of the prior year. This year we actually have an estimate for what 20 will be. So it's just a process that we utilize in order to make sure that the rates that are generated and the levy that we are able to garner meets our obligations. So as you go through the process, and in the end, the DLGF will work with us in bringing all that together, taking the actual AV, looking at the budgets, and bringing the rates down to where they should be. So again, debt service, we have no new debt. It's the budget is almost the maximum. It's at the highest amount of debt. We'll start to step down. School pension debt, as I said before, that's going to also start to fall off in a couple of years, but that budget amount is consistent. Okay. We get the education fund.
On debt service?
Yep.
I should know the answer to this, but we have Q's caps.
Still have Q's caps, yes.
So the Fed rate, subsidy rate went down again. Did we factor that in?
I don't know the answer to that. What we did factor in is we experienced this year, I don't know the details about it, but we had to payment out of cash balance, out of operations, like a day. And so, put that in here so we don't have to do that. Recall why that happened.
Sentence to you that last year was 6.2% subsidies, going to 5.9 this year.
Okay.
Not a big change.
So, the IRS that covers a portion of that. So the IRS covers a portion of that payment, that obligation. They were, let's say, late, but we were late in that this year, which we're on the hook for. So we have quite a note on that back then. Okay. We decided to plan for that possibility of debt service.
And that's what I'm referring to. The IRS covers a piece of it. But ever since in 2013, it was almost 9%. So now this year it's dipped under 6. So. It's the golden rule.
Golden rule of the IRS.
Those that have the gold make the rules.
In the education fund, if you look at that, I'll just explain a couple of things. You see what the budget estimate is for
And I mean, that just came out today. So.
Okay, very good. You see what the budget estimate is for the incoming year. The transfer out portion, that is what we look to transfer out of the education fund into the operations fund. With the changing those funds and some of the rules associated with them, that transferability is possible, and that's how we cover those pieces that still need to be paid for. So there's custodial, there's technology, there's things like that that we used to pay for out of the general fund. We now have to pay for it out of operations, so we transfer that amount. We do it on a monthly basis. The legislature created a goal that we don't transfer more than 15%. And if you do, you end up on a list, for lack of a better phrase. This is about 14%, so we need to stay under that mark. When you see the line 4 on there on outstanding temporary loans, that's the remainder this year of those transfers that we're making from the education fund to operations. It's not an actual loan that we are taking. Okay. Operations. So a couple of factors that go into this. Obviously, that net AV, this is our expertness, that net AV will influence it. Property tax caps, that hits this fund. So you'll see 2 lines there, 2 columns, excuse me. The first, at the very bottom, shows the property tax cap impact. 1.4 million is what DLGF says will be our number. The one on the right is what our financial advisors anticipate being our number. And that stark large number of 4 million was very large last year as well. We worked with Baker Tilly and they helped analyze that and give us an accurate idea right there as far as the reality of that goes. So that's why I see those 2 numbers. Good. Okay. Those are the budget estimates. Any questions? We're submitting to now in our next meeting. We'd be happy to dig deeper with anybody.
Go ahead.
The last one is the notice to taxpayers. It's a form that is in Gateway that we populates based on everything that you just went through, those estimates. The one that I think raises the biggest question when you see it is the operations fund and the increase, well, the levy percentage difference from what the current tax levy is compared to the maximum amount to be raised. The maximum amount to be raised also includes those two factors that influence that. Number one is the property tax caps differential between what the DLGF says and what we think the reality will be. The other is the amount that you can transfer from education to operations is included in here. So we can't change that right now, but just know that the operations fund is not increasing, or the levy is not 47% higher, or more than it was for 19.
And this has to be
No,
published.
or could be.
This will just be in Gateway.
Oh, okay. But this is not what we're gonna put in the newspaper, we can fix the right amount, right?
On the next agenda item, we'll look at
Okay.
the newspaper. And we'll go
Because it could be confusing to the public.
Sure.
Yes. Find this video.
So, moving on to the next agenda item. Okay.
The only thing I would, and again, just bring experience is that I don't know that we have a lot of exposure here, but dealing with a few right now that are really bad, where they didn't know appeals were out there and pending. So I don't know if Candy, she should get a quarterly report from the county on pending appeals. I don't know what that looks like, but just to make sure that we don't have we've got one that is back, they are going to win, and the appeal is going back to 2011. Millions of dollars in refunds and stuff, so. Just something to keep in mind.
So in the next agenda item, consider permission to advertise the budget. The bus replacement notice to taxpayers, that which will go into the newspaper, is just advertising the hearing, be forthcoming in our next board meeting. You'll see the form that we just talked about, the notice to taxpayers, that's what goes on Gateway. The project plan notice is the hearing that will happen on September 3rd. Bus replacement plan, this goes on our website as well as I think in Gateway. Rules changed on that a few years ago. We still plan out 12 years, however, we only advertise and show what the 5-year plan is and those replacements. Last thing that goes on the website for by way of a capital project plan is 2020 those expenditures that would exceed $10,000. So you'll see what that plan is throughout there. We still maintain 3, 5, and 10-year plan internally to ensure that we're in your capital. So it's my recommendation that you consider and approve those advertisements.
I would so move.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? straightforward. There are no questions. We have motion second to approve advertising. All in favor, indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Advertise away.
Appreciate, as always, Katie's efforts in putting all this together. Sorry she couldn't be here.
Any other questions for Amy? None, entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
We're adjourned.
Okay.